So you have the Rona, and this entire week I've been like, whatever you want, whatever you crave, I will get for you. You wanted berries the other day from Grocery Outlet. Got those for you. And then Saturday you wanted a McDonald's chicken sandwich and a McDonald's apple pie. What were your reviews? Because you said the apple pie is different, right?
I haven't had an apple pie in a few years.
I'm surprised they still had them. I was like, they still have these? Because I remember when I worked at McDonald's, they had the little warming center, like contraption, and the pies would stay in there all day. And we would get like 3 orders a day, and it'd be like, you want an apple pie? But
oh, dear.
They make them with Monsanto chemicals and GMOs as far as the eye can see, so they stay flaky and fresh, and they're good.
They're great.
Yeah.
But this one that I had yesterday, it seems like they've changed the filling. Like it's a different recipe or something. It was more jelly-like. It was kind of a hard jelly substance. Mm-hmm. It wasn't the same. It wasn't good.
What about the crust? Was that similar?
The crust was the same, I think.
Okay, but the inside was they're the same amount. It was just the texture was different.
The texture was different. It was like harder.
Yeah. They also have and I offered you this. They had a cherry vanilla pie.
Yeah.
You didn't want that?
No. From time to time, I've seen different flavors there.
Yeah. They also have a holiday pie.
Right.
It looks like kind of birthday cakey.
Yes.
But you weren't a fan.
I love the original apple.
Yeah.
But I was very sadly disappointed yesterday.
Yeah. And the price, because those things used to be 2 for $1.
Yeah.
And then the one I got you on Saturday was over $2 for
one. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. So, but the chicken sandwich
was great.
Yeah.
It was the spicy.
Yeah.
Breaded.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got it with the sauce and the pickle.
Yeah.
I didn't get any of that extra.
You didn't go
condiments
deluxe.
Or lettuce and stuff.
It was good. Yeah, you
really
gave me
good.
a bite. It was quite tasty. And then what else did
I was craving vanilla ice cream to eat with my berries.
Right.
So I had to go get ice cream.
Yeah. And then today you wanted McDonald's.
Well,
I woke up at 6 a.m. and I started our McDonald's cart at 6 a.m.
Yeah. And then when did I wake up? About 8 or 9?
Yeah.
And so you came and laid back in bed with me and you said, what do you want for breakfast? We could get Carol's. We could get McDonald's. I said, let's just get McDonald's. And then you said, well, I already have a cart. And I said, why?
Because that's what I've been doing since 6 a.m. I've been adding and subtracting. And...
Yeah, you had like 10 items in your cart all ready to go.
Yeah. So we were going to get a bunch of sausage McMuffins with eggs because I like those. And they're 2 for $5. And we take off the sausage for Luna.
So you get like 2 or 3 extra sausage patties.
I get an incredulous amount of English muffins and sausage patties. And then Lennox likes the pull apart donut things. They're like little donut holes, and they're cheap. They're like a little bit more than $2. And then they also had buy one get one free McGriddles. So I had a couple McGriddles in there, and then hash browns were 2 for $4, which was a deal. And then their burritos, which are their like little tiny. They're technically called the sausage burrito.
Yeah.
Also 2 for $4. So it was a grand old time.
How many people were we feeding?
It's not important. Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to, or you know the answer to. But had a ton of stuff in there. And I'm not sure. Well, it was Sunday, and
it's Sunday. I have COVID.
Right. This is your fault.
Anything goes right now.
Yeah,
that's my excuse.
So checked out. It wasn't $30, but it was right there. It was like $28 worth of stuff, and like tons of deals. We were saving like $15 because it tells you in the app. You were saving however this much, and I was like, okay. So I check out and I place the order, and I was like, okay, I'm headed over there. So how McDonald's app works is you have to be over there for them to start the order. Like, it'll sense your phone that you're nearby, you're in the parking lot, and then they'll start the order. So I head over there and I do curbside, which is they have the giant signs. This is spot 1, spot 2, and they have 6 spaces over there, 6 parking spaces for curbside. And I did I checked spot number 3, and then so I sat there, and then I noticed the lobby was closed because people would walk up and the door wouldn't open, and they would kind of look around. And then they would leave or head to the drive-thru. But I was sitting, waiting for our indulgence, our feast, our maca feast. And 15, 20 minutes go by, and I'm still sitting there, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And just the day before, when I got your chicken sandwich, it went off without a hitch. Like, food came out super quick. So today, 20 minutes passed, and I was like, what the heck? And then, so the app gives me a notification. Thanks for your purchase. Come back, or whatever. Like, you get the notification that essentially I had picked up the order. I have the order. Well, I didn't have the order, and I continued to sit there. I was like, this is very odd. Like, I hope they're not charging me. I'm still expecting my food, because how it usually works is you get that notification like, hey, thanks for your order, come again, while someone is walking out to the car. It's always been that way. But that was not happening today. So after 20 minutes, I was like, what the heck, dude? So I didn't want to be that person, but I called their phone number twice. So I just Googled it and got their phone number. First time, someone picked up, something happened, but there was no voice. And after 15 seconds, call ended. I missed the dial tone. Remember the dial tone?
Yes.
Calling on the telephone and slamming down the phone like, I hate you. Crash. Brrr, dial tone. Second time I called, I got like the fax machine number, or the fax machine sound, or the 56K modem sound, like beep, beep. I was like, what the hell? So, okay. So I called twice, nothing. And then a car pulls up next to me, also parks curbside. Guy in a green shirt. He was vaping, honey.
Oh.
So he just walks up to the door, which doesn't open, and he starts knocking with his knuckles. And he continues to knock and knock and knock. And I was like, well, this is going to be fun. I sent you a picture of him because I was like, guy in green. He's our hero. And then he continued to knock with his knuckles. But then that turned to fist.
Did he do the double fists on the window?
Yes. He was like the old Mervin's commercial. Open, open, open. Oh, he went from polite knocking to pounding with his fist on the glass. And I was like, oh, this is good stuff. And then finally someone came, and I couldn't hear, but they were exchanging words. I mean, it wasn't hostile or anything. They were just chatting. And then McDonald's employee went away. Green guy stood there. And after a couple minutes, McDonald's employee came back with his order. And I was like, what the heck? Green guy comes back towards his car. And I was like, dude, I've been sitting here for 20 minutes. Like, what did you do? And he's like, oh, you got to go talk to him or go in the drive-thru. And I said, okay. So I get out of my car like an animal.
Did you have pants on?
I had shorts.
Okay, good.
But I was wearing a tank top. My classic black tank top. Showing my guns, honey. I lift. So I walk up. And then I see that guy walking by. He's inside, obviously, in the restaurant. And just walks by me. He looks at me and just walks by me.
Well, were you not pounding the door hard enough?
I'm not brave like green shirt guy. I wasn't vaping, okay? Maybe vaping gives you courage, gives you fortitude and nerve. But so he walks by, he looks at me, and he gave me like, it wasn't a dirty look, but it wasn't a look. It wasn't like, hey, one moment, hey, I'll be right with you. Hang on one sec. He just gave me like a look of get out of the lobby is closed, you loser. Go away. Eventually he came back, opened the door, and right away he's like, no mobile orders, only drive-thru. I was like, what? But,
why?
Yeah. Like, I placed a mobile order. I chose curbside because it was available. See, it wasn't clear to me that, I found out that you could place a mobile order, but you got to go through drive-thru. There's no curbside, essentially, which makes zero sense to me. So I was denied right there. And there's other cars in curbside. So green shirt guy, he won the day. He's a winner of life. He's gonna be the next Elon Musk. It's that kind of go-getter, honey, that capitalism is based on. But other cars waiting, I'm waiting. So I was like, okay. And the thing is, because lobby is closed, because there's no curbside, drive-thru is 7, 8, 9 cars constantly. And so this whole time I could have gone through the drive-thru, but like I don't want to wait for all those people who have mobile orders, who are just, can I get who don't know what's going. So it's just mass confusion. So it's like, all right, I will get into the drive-thru. About 5 minutes into drive-thru, which was 8 cars deep and more cars piling up behind me, I wanted to bail. I was like, I don't need this aggravation in my life. There's more McDonald's. There's Taco Bell right there. We have food in our refrigerator. I will go hunting. I will go fishing at the lake near us. I will go reach out to really hungry guy. I will beg and plead.
Go stand next to really hungry guy.
Yeah. My family's really hungry. I was like, I don't want to be in this anymore. But it was too late because there's 8 cars ahead of me. There's 4 cars behind me. And there's nowhere to go when you're in that position. You can't be like, okay, everyone back up or whatever.
Yeah, you're stuck.
You're stuck. It's gridlock. You're at a standstill. And then another thing is that, so I placed the order that I may or may not be able to get. It's going on a half hour. So if it's all ready and prepared, then it's just sitting there for a half hour. And McDonald's food does not get better with time. So I was like, what's up with that? Finally, I get up to the speaker phone there. And I'm like, hey, I have a mobile order. Okay. She says, okay, what's your code? And I go, wait. So another thing about McDonald's app is when you order and you go there and they can sense that you're geographically located right next to the restaurant, near the restaurant, it'll send you a code. It'll be like, here's your code, ST14. So theoretically, you go to the drive-thru, hey, my code is ST14. Okay, pull up. So they know right away. But because while I was sitting there for 20 minutes, they essentially checked me out and said, hey, thanks for coming. Thanks for picking up your order. Come again. The code disappeared. The code was gone.
Oh, no. This is going from bad to worse.
And oop.
Yeah, so I get up to the drive-thru speaker, have a app order or whatever, mobile online order. What's your code? Well, I don't have a code. I had a code, but something happened to where the code went away, and I know. So, and now I'm in this conversation, and in the drive-thru speaker is like terrible method of communication. Outside of 6 hamburgers, please. Okay, pull up. But if you try to like get into a nuanced conversation, honey, if you try to get all intellectual, and if you try to, if it becomes cerebral, the conversation, the drive-thru speaker is not where you want to be. So I'm like, well, I had a code, but it went away because something happened to where allegedly I picked up my order, but I don't have my order. So you don't have a code? No, I don't have a code, lady. I don't have a code. I had a code, but I don't know where that code went. But my name is Vince Nicholas. I had a mobile order. Okay, hang on. Let me check.
Do.
So you don't have a code? No, I don't have a code. So what's up with this code? Like, please, ma'am, stop bringing up the code. Okay, I'm sorry about the code. This is like when you tell me to double not the garbage bags when I take it out. When I take out the garbage, honey. It's just constantly with the code. I don't have a code. I had a code. I no longer have that code, but I have a name. I'm a person. I matter. You have my credit card. I was charged for an order. No code. But my name is Vince Nicholas. Online order. Oh. And then she comes back. We don't have your order. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. So I'm like, all right. And I have the email with my entire order. This confirmation email that I placed this order. So I started going through. I'm like, okay. 6 sausage McMuffin with eggs. 2 McGriddles. 2 hash browns. I got the whole thing on there. And then I see it adding up. It's $36. So there's discounts in the app.
Yes.
But there's no discounts when you're ordering via the drive-thru.
Exclusive to the app discounts.
Yeah. So my $28 order went to $36. And I go, wait. So I had to call it, make an audible, call an audible. And so I canceled the McGriddles. I canceled the hash browns. And I canceled the sausage burritos. Okay. So she canceled they talk about cancel culture, honey. She was canceling our family's dining festivities. So that became a whole thing. Oh, take off the hash brown. You want me to take off the hash brown? Yes, take off the hash brown. And take off the sausage burrito. You want me to take off? Yes, take off the sausage burritos. Oh my God. It was the whole thing. And of course there's cars building up behind me and I feel so bad. And I was just like, I don't want, get me out of here. Jesus, take the wheel. Finally, I got the order and I basically got 6 sausage McMuffin with eggs and the donut things for Lennox.
Right. Which was plenty of food.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we had all that extra stuff?
Yeah. It would have been the bomb, yo. So I get up to the first lady who I just talked to, the first lady in the drive-thru. And she's having the same conversation with the car behind me.
Oh, dear.
She's like, do you have a code? I couldn't hear the car, but I assume they said, we don't have a code. Oh, well, I need a code. Are you sure you don't have a code? It's just like, oh, this lady what is with the code, lady? It's time to move on. Move on, girl. And she said something like, oh, well, let me go check what's going on back there. So she left. It was the whole deal. So finally get the food. It took almost an hour. I think actually, because I left here 10:20, I want to say. And I got back at 11:25 approximately.
Oh my goodness.
So it was over an hour dealing with this. It was a terrible experience. Like I said, I've worked at McDonald's. The closed lobby, I get. Like they don't want to see me. I don't want to see them. Dealing with someone person to person, I get it. And you could say, oh, we're labor shortage and let's go Brandon and no one showed up for work and supply chain. I would close the lobby as often as possible if I was working at McDonald's today.
And oop.
I think you should take a COVID test tonight.
Why?
Just to see.
For fun?
Yeah.
McDonald's gave me COVID.
And oop.
So yeah, I would close the lobby in a heartbeat and I would enjoy it. But I don't understand why they close curbside. Because it's essentially people just sitting there who already have their order in the system. They make the order, and from an employee's perspective, you grab the order, you bag it up or whatever. walk out to parking spot number 3. Here's your order. Okay, see ya. So it's not like the lobby is very labor intensive, and there's a lot of factors to deal with personnel wise, and in person dealing with slobs who put ketchup all over the frickin' table, and well, those who are currently temporarily through no fault of their own, but through the fault of greedy capitalists like Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg experiencing homelessness, who are in the lobby. You got to deal with that. So yeah, close the lobby. I don't get closing the curbside. And the other thing is that when you close curbside, they all go through the drive-thru, and the drive-thru becomes a nightmare. And when I worked at McDonald's, especially lunch, and that drive-thru queue would get 10, 11, 12 cars, you wanted to die. You wanted to quit. You were just like, oh my God, this is the worst thing. Because it's just the queue visually.
Yeah.
I would have nightmares. I would have
really?
nightmares, yes, when I slept.
Oh.
When I slept, I would have nightmares of just the lunch queue, like carrying out onto the street of Poway Road, 14 cars deep, and just like, oh my gosh. And it was a lot of stress, a lot of tension, many things to manage. But they need better signage. They need to get with the app people and say there's no curbside possible. So close the lobby. I don't know why they close curbside, but if you do, fine. But have it not accessible through the app. And just better signage.
Yeah.
Like giant signs.
Put a giant sign on the lobby door. Lobby closed, curbside closed, drive-through only. Something.
Yeah.
It's just adding to their own troubles and their own workload.
It really comes down to employees, because last week the same thing happened.
Yeah.
I placed an order. Wow, we've been getting a lot of McDonald's.
I was just thinking that. Why were 3 times in 7 days?
I don't know. Let's not think about it. But very similar thing. And actually, all the curbsides were blocked. They had cones there, which I drove over.
Which you intentionally drove over.
And then I hit reverse, and I was like, "Oh, the cone isn't coming out." So I had to like get under my car and yank on it, pull it out. But it really comes down to personnel and employees and who you hire. Because what happened there was a lady come out after just a few minutes, and she had all of our food. And she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, curbside's supposed to be closed." I was like, "Oh, really? Well, I saw the cones.
Is that what these cones are for?"
I saw the blockage, but I figured they didn't want just randos. It was very early. It was like 6 a.m.-ish. So maybe overnight. I don't know. I ran over a cone, okay? Sue me. But she came out and she's like, "Oh, sorry, curbside is closed." And I only had one person show up, and I was like, "Oh." So she was doing drive-thru orders. She was working in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But she came out because she knew there was curbside order, and the app shouldn't let you do it, but the app let me did it. And she came out, she gave me my food, and we chatted for 30 seconds. And then she went away, and it was a grand old time.
Just give me your water to hold so you don't keep getting it.
And oop.
But yeah, with her, you really felt like the work ethic, hard work, wanting to do good for your customers. And then today's guy, wearing a gray hoodie, by the way. Not attractive. Mask pulled down. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Mask it or casket. But you could tell by his attitude, he was just not having it. He was not happy, and he was not going above and beyond to satisfy the customer.
And oop.
Alrighty. Well, are we done, honey?
Yeah.
Alrighty. That was a lot. I had to take many gulps of water because I was very animated and hot and bothered. But yeah, it's just, it's the yin yang, the night and day, the 180 of you can have great service and then you can have terrible service. So I don't know. Well, we'll start going to another McDonald's. There's another McDonald's a little bit further. Hopefully it's better service. Anyways. Okay. Well, that's the end of the program. It's been fun, but not really. Let's all try a little harder next time. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, review, and rate. Or don't. Do whatever you want. You're a grown-up. Make your own decisions. Do what's best for your family. Please be sure to use our promo code for Mint Mobile. We don't have a promo code for Mint Mobile. Goodbye, my podcast friends. I love you. My wife and I love you.
He's taking a drink of water, folks.
Gray hoodie guy wouldn't have given me this drink. In the desert, he would have let me die of thirst. Dehydration. I love you. My wife and I love you. We hope you have a good day today and tomorrow.
And oop.
And sure, Green Shirt Vape Guy wasn't the hero we necessarily needed, but it was the hero we deserved. But I'm still a good person, and we're still good people. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. Thank you for caring. I hope you have a wonderful day/night. Bye-bye.
And oop.
Ooh.
We got chicken.
Is that crispy, juicy tender? I can't eat no longer.